Welcome back. My name is Kit.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Streaming Things. Streaming Can you dig it?
Can you feel the love? No, sorry.
What else do we know that starts with can? That's funny. Can I get a... I'm back. I'm back.
Can.
From France. We just thought it would be fun to record like a little, hey, Kit's back. That's just me. I'm talking to the third person. And discuss the trip, how it went, things like that. Just kind of get back in the groove. This is useful for me because I got some pod muscles that haven't been flexed in a while. There's been some atrophying going on.
Get your pump on.
If you don't use it, do you lose it?
In fact, that is apparently true. I feel strange in the studio.
This is like not a home anymore. You're like, what is this place?
Yeah, I feel
there's a gonk in the corner.
There is.
It's very different now.
I thought that was like a crate for a dog when it's going to the vet.
A gonk.
Yeah, gonk. But yeah, I'm back. I missed you guys so terribly much. You and the audience, those listening.
I missed you, buddy.
You were gone?
I was.
Dang.
For a while, man. This episode's coming out on Wednesday, a hump day episode, I think. So you just heard the finale of The Last of Us a couple days ago.
Hopefully it was good.
Yeah, we're recording this before we get to watch it. So I'm just hoping they wrap that all up there. But yeah, I took a journey and didn't intend to. But, if I took one more step, I would have been the farthest away from home I'd ever been while I was in France. Every time I did that, I was the farthest away I'd ever been.
How did that feel, being able to say that and mean it?
I didn't actually ever say that over there. I should have.
Should have.
It's very strange. Some people are listening to this. They currently live in what I like to call fake time over there in Europe. But it was strange. I'd call my wife at 8:00 and it'd only be 2:00 here.
That's fucked up.
Or I'd get out of a screening. I'm just like barely keeping my eyes open. It's, midnight and it's only 6 p.m. She's just making dinner. And I'm like, I got to go to bed.
Wow.
It was weird.
Time traveling is strange.
It is. It took me 18 hours to get home and it was only 8:00 at night, but I had left at 8:00 that morning. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
Did you get a Royale with cheese?
I never did. Andy's aghast because we've talked a little bit.
That's a damn shame.
I didn't like the food. I lost.
In France. French food?
Correct. Well, the British food, because I flew British Airways.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. British food.
Oh my God, it's so bad. And TikTok,
beans and tuna.
TikTok put me in business class. That was pretty. I had a little cubicle. You can lay flat.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it's a really crazy way to fly. And so you'd think the food though, pretty decent. No,
No.
They come by and they're like, "You want some knobs and bobs?" And I'm like, I guess I'm really hungry. Sure. All right, we got pips and peeps.
Hands on a bobbin.
One time on there was 2 flights. So I flew to London and then I had a short flight from London to Nice and then a drive to Cannes. But on the short flight, they gave me this plate and I'm all excited and hungry. And I thought it was a piece of cake. And I was like, because it was purple. I'll show you the picture. I took a picture of this 6 different little sandwiches. But anyway, it was a fucking sandwich. And so the shock my body felt when I bit into what I thought was a cake. And it was mustard and meat.
That happened to me and Sarah at a kid's birthday party recently. We were trying to be good and we were eyeballing the brownies on the table. And we're like, should we get some of them brownies? No, we shouldn't. Should we get some?
They're not brownies.
It was rye bread.
I think that's what happened to me. See, this is the plate they gave me on the
yeah, that looks like cake
on the London to Nice thing. So this.
Oh yeah.
And I was starving. Now that thing on the salmon, they kept giving you they give you a lot of cold salmon, and look at that. You're supposed to dip it. I don't know which thing is supposed to be used with this, but they gave me a cup of Rada's clotted Cornish cream as well. And I'm like, I don't want to eat anything that's clotted. What is going on right now? But that's what I thought was a cake. And honestly, that sandwich was decent.
It just wasn't what you were expecting.
Yeah, I had some like British friends with me in France, and I showed them this photo, and they're like, "Yeah, that's a ham sandwich." You know, well, I know that now, colonizer. Yeah, nobs and bobs. But I had the cutest flight attendant. He was so cool and like chipper and British, which was sexy, you know. Mm-hmm. But he comes up to me. The worst part is, so at Cannes, the Cannes Film Festival, you have to book your tickets 4 days in advance. So every day at 7 a.m. France time, fake time, you like if it's Tuesday, you're at 7 a.m. You're allowed to book the tickets for Friday or Saturday, whatever the math is. And so starting a few days before I even flew, I was trying to get tickets to screenings and I couldn't. And every festival's like this. Steve, you went to South by Southwest with me. There's always a bit of a struggle and you panic like I paid all this money and I might not even be able to get in any fucking movies, right? In fact, if I was just, it sounds stupid to say regular person, but like if I was just an average Joe attending a festival for fun, that would be really difficult because at least as press, I can email publicists and studios and say, hey, can you give me a ticket so I can cover this fucking movie? And they often
can you get me in?
Will get me in. But if I didn't have that recourse, if I was just like a civilian, that would be terrible. So it's just 3 days into trying to book tickets. I've gotten no tickets. And as I'm flying out on Saturday, I think it was a Saturday, that night, because of the time difference, I actually have to start booking tickets at 1 a.m. It's Kristen Stewart's directorial debut premiere that I'm trying to get tickets for. Yeah. Which, as you guys
you have to get that.
If you know me, you know that's extremely important to me. And so I'm like, oh no, I'm going to be on the plane at 1 a.m. Fuck. Wi-Fi is probably going to be shoddy, and I've already not successfully gotten any tickets, but I really need this one, right? In fact, it's so hard to get tickets, they should call it can't. So I
got him.
I'm on the plane. I'm talking to a British Bob guy over there, right? And he's like, nobs and bobs. I'm like, no, thank you. And finally, I'm like, hey, cheerio.
Pip, pip.
I can't figure out how to log into the Wi-Fi. And he goes, oh, yeah, that's not going to happen, mate. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it's a new plane and we haven't gotten the Wi-Fi fixed yet. So there's no Wi-Fi.
Oh, no.
On this flight.
Oh, no.
No.
I think that's Australian. And
well, you know, when in Rome,
I was aghast.
When in Rome.
But he was so cute because prior to that, he was like, if you're sleeping, do you want me to wake you up for breakfast? Yeah. And I was like, yes, homie, wake me up.
Yeah.
Daddy likes to eat. Mm-hmm. So when he tells me hours later, there's no Wi-Fi, I was for some reason overly familiar with him and feeling petulant and upset. And I said, oh my God, there's no Wi-Fi. I tell you what.
You always know something's going to happen when someone from America goes, I'll tell you what.
For some reason, he was totally like into my type of humor because I didn't say it jokingly at all. But I was like, I'll tell you what, don't wake me up for breakfast because now I'm mad. Just let me sleep here because this is bullshit. And I like rolled over and threw and like pulled my blanket up petulantly. And he said, totally understandable. But if you get peckish, I've hidden some snacks in the back. Just holler. And like, that was the cutest response I could have imagined, you know, like totally fair crash out.
I love that he said peckish.
Yeah, I know. And I was sitting there like peckish.
Peckish.
What a funny way to put it. You mean hungry?
Is he single?
Right? I had a crush. But yes, that was awful. I didn't get tickets to the Chronology of Water, Kristen Stewart's directorial debut. And it had 2 other screenings while I was there, and I didn't get to see either one of them.
Ew.
In fact, that was probably the craziest thing that ever happened to me. I spent 2 straight days talking to different like higher ups at TikTok. Because when they bring me to a place like that, I'm there to watch a lot of movies, but I'm also there to do whatever they need me to do because they paid for it.
Right.
I'm working. So there would be like an interview with Deadline and a photo shoot and this event and that event. And, you know, your itinerary is full. And if you have any movies you want to see during those things, you're not going because you're there to work. You're doing other things. But I went to multiple higher ups at TikTok and I expressed to them, I was like, it's very important to me that I see the chronology of water. Like, I don't know if you've seen my content, but it's like a whole thing about how much I love Kristen Stewart. And over time, after talking to all of them, they kept going, ooh, yeah, I don't know. You know, eventually they were like, you know what, you should go, is essentially the short version of that story. And I got this all squared away to where I would actually skip this important thing we were all supposed to be doing. And I would secretly just go watch this movie. And I'm a people pleaser. And like, I was in this event and they had already given me clearance, but like I was in the middle of it and I didn't want to like excuse myself because none of the 30 other people knew that I had gotten clearance to leave. And we had these little breakaway groups and stuff. And it was like this intimate thing. And so I'm just sitting there having a panic attack looking at my watch.
This is so definitely what happened to you of all people.
And I'm panicking and I'm panicking and I'm panicking. And finally, like this particular screening was a press screening. And so most of the screenings are at this place called the Palais. It's the Palace of Cinema. There's like the Grand Theater Lumiere, which is where all the premieres happen. And then like Debussy, or Debussy, if you are American, and Agnes Varda Theater. There's all these like little press screenings. But this particular screening was at the Cineum, which is an actual just like public movie theater, 10 or 15 minutes drive away. That's where this one is. So I'm like, oh no. Right? Like it's pretty far. I have to get an Uber. Like it's at 4:35. They start seating at 4:20. It's 4 o'clock now. I got to fucking go. Okay. So finally I get a moment where I can like act like I'm going to the bathroom and I leave, I run. And then I realize I don't have my badge, my press badge. In certain screenings, you need your badge and a ticket to get in. It's like, fuck. So I run up to the hotel room and I realize I don't have my hotel key. It's on the 5th floor. I get up and the elevators take a long time sometimes, right? So I get to my room and I can't get in. Fuck. And I start to cry a little bit, like just like a little, not like a bitch, you know, just like it gets watery. And I go to the concierge and they make me a new key. I run back up and get my badge. I go outside and the hotel that they put me in, not me, like all of us, is a really nice hotel. It's a 5-star. And in fact, it's so nice that a lot of the actual actors and directors are staying there as well. And so often on the Croisette, when you go out there, there's all these paparazzi and fans with barricades waiting to see a famous person walk out. And so I run out and there's hundreds and hundreds of people, many of which are trying to figure out who of note I am and disappointed when they realize no one.
Oh, that's just Kit Lazer?
But
it's not Simon Pegg.
I can't get an Uber because of all of these people, because of whatever celebrity is about to head to a movie. There's like a fucking parade of Mercedes and stuff sitting out front and then a bunch of people. So when I order the Uber like messaged me on the app like, yeah, you're done. I can't get anywhere near that building. And I've got like 17 minutes until the movie starts. It's like a 13-minute drive. You know what I mean? And I give up. So I didn't make it. I to this day have not seen that movie. And I'm devastated. I go back to the event that I was supposed to be at anyway. And I'm all like, fucking stupid ass.
I'm not crying.
Croissants are stupid.
Shut up.
And, but I have this friend, Jess, who's also a creator. And she's like sitting there eating the nasty food or whatever. And I tell her what happened. And she's like, well, I'm going to go see Kristen Stewart talk in like an hour. You want to go to that? I mean, I know you haven't seen the movie. That sucks, but I can probably get you in. And I was like, yeah.
I do. I want to go.
And she gets me into this event. And I go to all kinds of these events at film festivals. And normally it's like 100 people and like the talent is there somewhere. And you're just like in proximity. And then you eat some hors d'oeuvres, some hors d'oeuvres and leave. But no, this is like 15 people and Kristen Stewart. It was so awesome.
I was perceived.
I was like as close to her for 30 minutes as I am to you right now.
Oh man. How did you contain yourself?
It was wild, dude. And she is so
she's like answering questions, but every now and then she like catches you in the corner of her eye, like freaking out. She's like, yeah, so we, is that guy okay?
I just sat there like, you know that scene from Forrest Gump where he mimics his mother and that guy having sex when he's on the porch? I just sat there and did that and stared at her for 30 minutes. But it was so cool. She, she talked for like 20 minutes about the movie. The lady interviewing her was terrible. And then she just stood up and was like drinking champagne and talking to everybody. And there was this terrible moment where, I never want to be one of those guys that's like selfie or, you know what I mean? But everybody was getting selfies and like talking to her and stuff. And I was like, is that a thing? Or we all just like collectively agreed we're going to be douches and be excited. Okay.
Let's go with the crowd.
So like, I'm waiting for an opportunity to speak to her and there's no like line. This isn't a meet and greet. This is all we're supposed to just be at this event together. And she's just another person. But everybody's also like very much aware that that's Kristen Stewart and they're nobody. So, so I'm like kind of waiting for a chance to speak to her. And then this like bag lady comes out of nowhere and Kristen's being super cool. Just like, oh, cool. Yeah, we can take a photo. And she's talking to everybody. And this like bag lady, she looks like the pigeon lady from Home Alone 2. I don't know how she's probably like a billionaire. I don't know, but like she looked crazy.
Kevin's not my friend anymore.
She just plows through all of us and saps Kristen Stewart's social battery, talks to her for 10 or 12 minutes. I can't hear about what, even though we're super close. And then all of a sudden security snatches up Stewart and whisks her away. And I was like, no. I was literally so close.
Lady.
So I killed her. And the hotel was so nice. It's one of those hotels where you can call them and just have them hide a body.
They would do it.
Oh, for sure. Like literally anything.
How many bodies?
That hotel was wild though. It was like one time we got out of a midnight screening and I was walking back in the hotel and it was just me and a friend of mine, and then an old man and this gorgeous young woman. And it was 3 a.m, so I didn't I wasn't cognizant of my surroundings at all. Empty lobby, but us 4. And the hotel, again, it's so like, there's so many prestigious people in there that like, they won't let a guy who looks like me in without flashing my hotel key.
Yeah.
Because there's like people pressing the doors and stuff, like big giant mobs of people. And I have to like hold my hotel key up and they're like, somehow he has a room here. Come on, buddy.
Did you steal this? Who'd you get this from?
Whose is this? So I do that. I get in and I'm so tired. I don't clock anything. And my friend goes, oh, that's why it was so hard to get in. And I looked at her and she was so pretty. And I was like, who is she that I'm not recognizing? And he goes, no, that's Sean Penn. And I'm like, oh, I thought it was an old man and some pretty young lady. And he's like, it is, but that's Sean Penn. I was like, oh, it was just so wild. Like you go down in the morning and get a cup of coffee and they're like, oh, Jonah Hill. All right, well, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a weird, and nobody cares. It's just an interesting thing.
That's fucking fire.
Wes Anderson. All right. Hey, Wes.
I would love to like get a coffee or something and a celebrity's right there and just like, oh man, it's coffee, right? Shit, huh? Yeah. I hate it too. We're equals. You and me.
TikTok had hired a dedicated barista. And so there was a barista that his name is Kev. He was my favorite person I met in France. That would just hang. Well, like we had this like suite. So, I was on the 5th floor with all of our rooms. And then like on the lobby floor, there's the Renoir room was what they had booked out for the entirety of the 2 weeks that they're going to be there. And you go in and there's a barista standing there who's only for TikTokers.
Oh, that's fire.
And then like brunch and stuff, food always sitting there. And then that's where the events would be as well. So I would always stop in there before I left for the day. And Kev was my guy.
Kev.
He was so nice, so cheery.
Shout out to Kev.
And the French are very particular about a lot of things, but also one of those is coffee. Like Joe warned me before we went, he was like, if you order an iced coffee, they'll beat you up. So don't do that. But he had spent so much time abroad making coffee for Americans and stuff that he was like not offended at all to throw some ice in there, that kind of shit. But I would also like get his help on things, I'd be like, is it, because Tom Cruise said con, is it can or con? And he'd be like, it's can.
Okay.
You know, like I could get pronunciation. I would be all jacked up on his coffee and I'd walk by and look at him and go, croissant. And he would go, yes. You know,
You're not even ordering one. You're just saying it.
yeah. I was just like,
Croissant,
just running words by him and shit. And he'd be like, yeah, you did it. You know, he's really helpful in that way.
Fromage?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cafe au lait.
But I hated the food. I forgot that's how we got it. You know, Andy's like, it's like the culinary capital of the world. And I'm like, I guess. They took us to this it's probably a Michelin star. I don't know how nice. It's so nice. It was called Le Môme. And I fucking hated every morsel they could have possibly given me. I mean,
I was talking to him on the phone. He's like, yeah, dude, they gave us like truffle risotto. Ew. And I'm like, are you fucking shitting me? It's so good.
it's not. It's purple goopy rice. It's purple goopy rice with some like good, apparently hard to find mushrooms on there. Like remember that movie Pig?
Where's my pig?
Yeah, with the truffle.
Someone stole my pig.
The truffle finding pig.
Yeah.
I guess they used one of those.
I think about pig all the time.
I would have eaten the truffle finding pig and had a good time. And they finally bring us like
Pigs who have a vocation taste better anyway.
They do.
They had something to live for.
They bring us lamb eventually, and like everything just has tasted so bad. And the French, like culturally, like restaurants take forever because you're supposed to just sit there and smoke cigarettes and hang out. And so like,
yeah, it's much more of a we're out and about experience. It's not as like get in and get out. Like
America, you want your food, you fucking leave, right?
Yeah, we need to fill the table for the next people.
Exactly. We clear the table to get more people in. That's not how they are. They don't even drop off your drinks for 20, 30 minutes. Then you order 20 minutes later. It's 20, 30 minutes between courses. And so I've been there for 2.5 hours and they start bringing out the mains. And I'm like, I want to get the fuck out of here. Yeah. This is wild. Hated every bit of that food. Hated every bit of it. I'm not ashamed of it. I love croissants. They're so flaky and yummy.
Yeah.
I love espresso, lots of coffee. And he was like, what's the best food you had there? And I was like, there was a Five Guys at the Cenium. That was the best food I had.
Was it Five French Guys?
It was. It's actually really funny. I was trying to order. I'm ashamed to say, everybody knows Americans are dumb, but most of the French speak English. So when you attempt to speak French, they'll like look at you like with disdain and pity.
We don't need to do this.
I kept getting disappointed because I would practice. You know what I mean? I'm like, "Où est toilette?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, it's right over there behind." I'm like, "Fuck, dude, I'm doing the thing. Answer me. I'll understand." And he would speak French, and I wouldn't. Like I practiced for 2 days on how to say, "Can I have a cigarette?" Because everybody smokes in France still. It's like Kentucky. It's like 19.
France and Kentucky, very equal.
I was like, holy shit, dude, I haven't smoked in 6 years, but I really want a cigarette right now. And it was puis-je avoir une cigarette, right? And I'm like, okay, I got this. So I go up and I'm like, puis-je avoir une cigarette, s'il vous plaît? And I talked to her for a long time. She was from Paris. She said, do not say s'il vous plaît. Nobody says please in France. And I'm like, why are you guys so fucking rude, dude? Like, you're so proud of it, right? Nobody says, please. You look like a fucking idiot, you know? And I'm like, wow, can I have a fucking cigarette, though?
How do you say soy boy in French?
I talked to her for a while. She's like, how are you finding the French? And I'm like, everybody's really nice. And she was genuinely disappointed by that.
She's like, eh.
Yeah, like they like the reputation and they don't see it as rude. They just see it as direct. Like she was explaining, she's like, in America, you go into a store, you expect to be greeted, no? And I'm like, yeah. Like, hey, welcome in. Let me know if you need anything. I'll be right here. That's pretty normal where I come from for sure. We do not do that here. We want to be left alone.
We say, hey, fuck you, please leave.
Yeah, so it's like they just feel like it's not rude. They want to be left alone. So if you go into a store in France, nobody's going to say, hey, welcome or whatever. You're just going to walk around until
honestly, I love that.
Yeah, you might
I
like
love
France.
that more. Yeah, I might like France. Sometimes if I go into a store and people are too like, oh, hi, how you doing? I'm like, get away from me, Stepford wife. Get me away from me.
Are you trying to have sex with me? Sir?
I think that waitress is hitting on me.
I don't know what peckish means, but
I'm feeling it.
I'm feeling it.
Or just stash them.
Come back here.
Or just stash them treats.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. And they were super cool. They were very helpful about helping me with my French and the cigarettes and whatnot. So that, and I was like, I was able to ask things, you know, I'm a very curious person. I was like, why can't you get any fucking butter around this bitch, dude? Because like they eat bread with everything. It's literally, you want some bread? Want some bread?
Baguette.
But there's never any butter. And you got this dry ass fucking bread that Pierre baked yesterday. I'm sure it's good, but I don't like it because it's dry as fuck. And she's like, we only eat butter with bread at breakfast.
The fuck?
Lunch bread and dinner bread is raw dog. And I'm like, raw dog? Yeah. So that's interesting.
How do you say that in French?
But I never ate it at breakfast. So they never gave me butter. They would just keep handing me this like fucking bread. And I'm like, what do you...
I wonder why. I wonder
like
if
sopping
there's
it up with the water and shit, trying to make it edible.
I wonder if there's a cultural reason why that is, other than the fact that butter will make you fat, and they're just like, this is probably not good for us.
I mean, the bread itself is already going to do that. You just need to lube it up a little bit. I feel like I don't know. But they give you butter. Supposedly you get butter at breakfast. I never
Since
experienced
the
that.
7 Years' War, we do not have the butter because of
Napoleon hates
did.
butter.
He came out and he put his hand in his little pocket and he said, no,
No.
butter.
Yes, that's interesting. I was like, okay, that's good to know. The only meal I really enjoyed was we took a little boat to La Garite, the restaurant on an island, and we had brunch, and that was super good. Lots of fresh fruit and lobster.
Is that where the Five Guys
shrimp.
was?
No, that was at the Cineum. The Five Guys was in the theater.
That's pretty dope.
And you get croissants and espresso at this theater too. It's really
yeah.
cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
They should have croissants and espresso at all theaters, I think.
Is this like a normal ass theater during most of the year? But like in
It's literally an AMC, but it's not.
Okay.
It's a Cineum. But yeah, but it's gorgeous. Let me show. I showed Andy this photo. I thought the architecture was cool, and I was with House of Cinema people, and I was like, guys, we should take a picture on the steps. And they were like, no, why? It's just a theater, right? And I'm like, I think it looks really cool.
That does look really cool.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, that's cool.
And they were like, you're a dork. So I just took a picture of them. Like, fuck you guys.
On their phones.
I want to commemorate this. But yeah, I mean, it was an amazing experience. I don't know if I'm doing any justice. It's been over a week that I've been back now, but got to meet Tom Cruise. That's no small thing. And
I know, that was pretty cool. I loved watching that video.
wearing the tux on that carpet that I've seen photos of and videos of for the last 30 years was surreal. You know, walking down that same little path that all of my idols have walked.
Were you there when Denzel got in the argument with that guy?
I wasn't. I had left the day that Highest to Lowest premiered. I went home that
bummer.
morning. So I wasn't there for Spike Lee's movie. I only saw 8 movies while I was there, which is pretty abysmal for film festival numbers. But I did lots of cool stuff.
I gotta say, seeing you in your tux on the red carpet, those photos, you look like you belong. I was like, there's a guy
He's in his
who's
element.
born to walk red carpets.
I appreciate it. I didn't feel that way on it. I felt like somebody sent a picture in the Discord when I sent the photo of me on the red carpet of the Men in Black. And I sent a photo of the cockroach, the Edgar suit guy walking, because that's how I felt on the carpet.
Eric and I were sitting on the couch and we both opened up Discord to see what was going on for the day. And that was the first thing we saw. And we were like literally in tears laughing because that's the perfect GIF he could have made.
That's how it feels. It's so fascinating though,
Sugar
because
and water.
to get
Butter on my bread.
I want some fucking butter.
More.
Every time I tried to speak French, I felt like the Pirates of the Caribbean guys too, like parlay.
You speak parlay.
But yeah, it's really fascinating. Like the limos would pick you up at the hotel, and TikTok had this set up to where we could walk the carpet itself. Because, you know, the Cannes ushers are like famously really brusque and mean and like all about the business, right? So even when you're on the carpet, I'm sure you've seen those videos where they're like getting in fights with celebrities because they're like, don't fucking touch me. Because they want to keep things moving. So they're literally like grabbing you and you don't speak French. So you're like, back up, bro. But yeah, we ride the little limo down the Croisette and then we get out of the carpet and there's all these photographers and stuff. And like, they're like, oh, it's you. Like it's nobody. Never mind.
Oh my God, it's no.
some bald guy. But yeah, it's really neat just as somebody who's fucking around like I am, like weird. Look at you. Take your little pictures.
You like do like little finger guns at people.
Yeah, I was walking through different poses I could do. I was like, finger guns? Is that cool? But it's very like regimented and like, okay, our photographer is up on the left. This is what he looks like. His name is Sebastien. Find him and get your photo, you know, because like he's paid by them. No one else is going to take your photo because you're nobody. But you have to be off the carpet before the real celebrities arrive. And it's just really interesting. It's an interesting thing for sure. Yeah, I saw one of the coolest celebrities I saw isn't really a celebrity, but I just really like her is Billiana Electronica. Do you know her? Nobody I was with knew her either. No. Do you remember that meme song a couple years ago? He does all kinds of them. I forget his name, unfortunately. But it was like the planet of the bass. And he was like doing the Europop parody song. Well, the girl in that video that went mega viral, Billiana Electronica is her fake name. Her name's Aubrey Chillinger. But she was standing in the lobby.
That's cool.
She's there working with Nespresso or something. But I was like, Billiana Electronica. And she just looked at me like, ew. Like what? Why are you talking to me?
It's a bald.
Yeah. But south of France is gorgeous. I really enjoyed the climate. Oceans, palm trees, all that kind of stuff. Always a good time. But it was like my favorite. Like I've been to a lot of palm tree places, and this was like, oh, I could live here. This is great.
Yeah.
Like the closest approximation is Hawaii. Like it's just perfect. You know, a lot of palm tree places, you're like, it's too hot. Fuck your palm tree.
Hey there, Stream Fiend family. As we step into May, the month of milestones, graduations, and fresh starts, we're feeling extra grateful for the folks who help us keep this show rolling strong. We want to take a moment to celebrate every single person who supports Streaming Things, but we really want to celebrate these real MVPs, our super patrons. These are the amazing supporters who pledge $25 or more each month, and their generosity powers everything we do. While people are tossing their caps in the air or getting ready for summer adventures, we're tipping our caps to these legends. So thank you to Sun-Loving Mortal, Xander Barbarian, Daniel Pack, Nice Guy Eddie, Tulun, Jordan Garvin, Alba Stinkpot, Haley, Maddlestat, Susie Callahan, Anthony Corona, Jim E, Lady Trashley, Sean Myers, Just Liz Calabria, Mike from New Hampshire, Brett X, E Scramo, Lil Tickler, Svento7, Jay Scramo, Loft Pum, AK Ashley Ray, Adam Busby, Upside Down Canuck, Big Butthorn, Jer Latanovich, Kaylee Sampson, Rabbit Dog in a Barbie Car, Elpander, Charlie Friday, Alexis Adler, Peaches, Emmy, Haley B, Jill Velez, Trisha Bueller, Alex G, Suzanne Rode, Jadinklage Morgoon, Kalisha Reeves, Paula Garcia, That Brenda, Aaron Armstrong, Seriously Black 82, Ashley Powers, Casey McCain, and Enza. Thank you all so much for supporting Streaming Things, but the celebration is just getting started. Let's get back to the show.
What about the movies? You saw 8 movies?
I did. I saw
any standouts?
Yeah, a couple. I saw Die My Love, Lynn Ramsey's newest film, who did You Were Never Really Here with Joaquin Phoenix. This one stars Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson. Loved it. It's a like kind of a horror, kind of a super dark comedy that's almost also a horror because it's so uncomfortable, but it's about a woman going through postpartum depression. And so it's Jennifer Lawrence just acting absolutely fucking bonkers, but it's also like a psychosexual thriller. Dude, I love this movie, Die My Love. I don't know when it's coming out, but that was probably my favorite that I got to see. I also like this German flick called Sound of Falling. Exactly.
Mo, it's German, you said, so it's probably like 9.
Yeah, 9. Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch, but nobody that speaks German. I went up to this. I'm sorry. I'm sitting in the theater. I'm with all my friends, but they're talking to each other. And this guy's like shuffling through, and I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to fucking French this guy right now. You know what I mean? Like I've been practicing all day.
Tongue and everything.
And so he bumps me and I go, excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Crushed it, I thought, right? And he goes, huh? and I panic and all of it just goes out. And I just go,
Ask him for a cigarette.
I just push a hard cigarette. I just panic and I drop the charade and I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. I speak English. I threw my hands up and everything.
You got me.
I'm busted.
I'm American.
Please.
It gets funnier though. And he goes, I speak English too. Like I was saying it to flex. And I said, oh, no, I know. I was just trying to be nice and speak French because I'm in France. And he goes, I'm Italian. And I'm like, fuck.
The one person in the theater you try to flex with, you talked a little Mussolini over there.
It was like, God damn it.
Excuse me, you motherfucker. What'd you say to me? You speak French to me in France?
But he didn't look Italian to me. He was blonde, and he explained how the Normans invaded Sicily and why he's blonde.
And he was like, you don't mess with Sicilians, especially when it comes to death.
Dude, it was the craziest convo I've ever seen. Cause like, oh, I'm Italian. Oh, my bad. I'm just like mortified now. Cause it's like, I'm never trying to speak French again. Fuck it. And he's like, American. Okay. Cheeseburger.
Did you say
I
that?
swear to God. He goes, American. Cheeseburger. Elvis Presley. Did you vote for Trump? I swear to God, that's how that happened. 3 in a row. Bang, bang, bang. Cheeseburger, Elvis Presley. Did you vote for Trump? And I was like, no. It's okay.
I voted for
I can
Elvis.
imagine you regret it at this point, And I'm like, I didn't. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, what is happening right now? And he's going on and on about how the Normans invaded Sicily. And I threw Sydney under the bus. Because I know she's Italian. Like she even speaks a little bit of it because she's like goes there all the time and stuff. So I was like, God, so over this conversation. She's Italian. And just
Have
like,
has anyone seen Sydney after from underneath that bus since?
Italian.
And he was
spaghetti.
Arrivederci.
Yeah, if I just started naming Italian foods, like fucker. He was super nice though.
Italian. Spaghetti, ravioli, fascism.
Yeah, remember that? You were on the wrong side of that one a couple times, aren't you, buddy? But the guy at Five Guys didn't speak English at all. That was tough. I woke up all confident. Everybody else has been speaking English all day. And I'm like, shit, I need a bacon cheeseburger, mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, pickle. That's my order. That's my move, right? He's like, mayonnaise? And I'm like, fuck. Yeah, man, that's one. And I'm sitting there, I'm panicking. I'm like, salad. And he's, and he like smiles real big. And I'm like, okay, we got 2 down. Okay. And I'm like, tomato. And he's like, tomat. And he goes, oh. And then I got mad because I'm like, you couldn't reason out tomat from tomato. Like, you fucking with me at this point? And I'm like,
I don't know. That strikes me as a dude who's tried to do that and it bit him in the ass before, and now he's too scared to do it.
Careful. So I'm like, pickle. And he goes, I'm like, pickle. And then I see these little because a lot of Americans come there, and there's like a picture board of different vegetables and then the French word. Mm-hmm. And I get what looks like a pickle. And I look up in victory and go, cornichon. And he goes, and starts typing. And me personally, I don't like that word. I don't think that's I don't think it adequately
cornichon.
Yeah, I don't think it describes what a pickle is a good
Sounds
word.
Like you're describing a Cornish hen.
You know what I mean? Like pickle's a good word for pickle.
Yeah.
I don't think cornichon is.
I look at a pickle and I say, yeah, we got that one right.
Exactly. It's like it's a silly little thing to eat.
Because it's pickled.
Exactly. But anyway.
It's the Kleenex of vegetables.
Lots of shit went down. Lots of good movies and stuff. I don't know. And I had a great time. Didn't sleep at all. I lost 10 pounds. Very excited about that.
You look great.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. British Airways, comfy, horrible food. Horrible food. Because you're traveling in style. And so you get, and a lot of people are like some of our patrons and stuff sent me photos of the flights they get on, and it makes mine look like Peasantville. It was like, what planes do this? What the fuck? But like, there's like the little lounge or whatever that you're allowed to get into apparently when you have those kind of tickets. So I'm stuck at Heathrow Airport twice on the way there and on the way back for like 4 or 5 hours. And so I'm hanging out in this lounge, and this is like supposed to be like super nice for everybody. You can take a shower. There's like private bathrooms and all this food and stuff everywhere. But I don't like the way the British do anything. And so it's like, it's nice. It's really like upscale, except it's terrible because I don't like, you know what I mean? Like your coffee has hot milk in it, and you know, everything's just wrong, and all the food's gross because it's British, and the cookies are all right, but they're called biscuits. And yeah.
Biscuits.
So I'm like walking around in there like fucking tea party ass.
Fucking red coats.
Fucking Paul Revere.
Paul Revere.
Yeah. You should have warned me about this
these
lounge.
All these King Georges in here.
Yeah. We'll be back.
Anyone got a Doctor Who? Did you see a police box? Police box? I don't think those are around anymore, but
There was a lot of like assault rifles at Ken. Like the security had like ARs, and they would just like walk around, which is weird because I thought like Europe was like a, you know, what do they call them? Bobbies?
Bobbies?
like the batons that they have.
Yeah, like the you know, they don't
bully
use
clubs?
Little
Yeah,
sticks.
yeah. But no, they have like fucking assault rifles there apparently.
Damn.
Like military jeeps and stuff. Like, well, the French do revolt a lot. I get it. They're like, not here, not here.
Yeah. And if someone like doesn't like a movie,
Jennifer Lawrence is here. We're not having this.
no.
That's fair. Kevin Spacey was also there. It was kind of weird.
How'd he get in?
They wouldn't let him in.
It wasn't for the festival. He was like,
I'm here for the Five Guys.
he was getting an award from like a studio in Cannes, but not the Cannes Film Festival, Cannes the place. You know what I mean? He probably
Interesting.
timed that on purpose. Like, oh, the festival's going on.
what's happening?
I didn't even know.
Oh, weird. Hey, everyone.
Oh, Kristen Stewart's here. That's crazy. That's weird.
We should hang. We should hang out, guys. It's been a while.
Yes.
Ever since.
Do you guys remember House of Cards? That was a good show.
Man, how's Robin Wright doing?
I think I was in it. Anyway, that's what I've been up to at Cannes.
I love that, man.
Thank you guys for holding it down. Steve, excellent coverage. Andy, you were good as well, but Steve did a lot by himself.
He did.
And with others, you know, but
Thank you.
not the usual cast.
Well,
and
we had to keep the torch rolling while you guys were doing some cool stuff, getting married.
Yeah.
it's the first time we've been on the pod together since you were married.
I know. We all got rings now.
I went to the Caribbean and then France right away.
France.
Went from never leaving the country to just double whammy in it. It was wild.
It's awesome.
Oh, I had euros too the whole time, and that's fake money. That looks.
You just have like a case of Pogs.
They're all different.
And you're like, plink.
That'll be one slammer.
They're all different sizes. Like the lower the denomination, the smaller the bill is, and it makes it feel like Monopoly money. And so I would, and everybody made fun of me for even having euros because they, you know, I was like, everybody's paying with their phones with Apple Pay and stuff. Like, why'd you get euros, you fucking dork? And I'm like, I don't know. I thought it was like when you travel, you get some emergency cash. I thought that was something everybody did.
What happens when you lose your phone?
Exactly. Apparently, I was the only one prepared.
Yep.
Had euros.
I think you were the right one in that situation.
I still got them.
You still got them?
Yeah, I don't know how to change them back. I was at Mason's baseball game yesterday, and I was like, you think they take euros for a hot dog here?
We don't take that communist money here at the concession stand.
Yeah. Look, it's so fake looking. Like, it's just, I mean, I get it. Everybody's different.
I love that, like, that holographic little band they put on them to make it look like, ooh, this is a rare one.
But look how tiny the 5 is, because it's just a 5. And then
tiny.
Anything under a 5 is a coin. They don't have any bills for it. You just, so in America, I'm trained that
my OCD is really hating that bill system specifically. Like the bills aren't a uniform size.
I know.
I get it because I'm sure like that's for people who like.
Oh, it's good for disabled people. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Like I'm sure it's much more inclusive than a uniform bill, but my OCD in of itself, and that's the important thing. What's best for me?
Yeah. And I got super screwed over. I was like nervous about not having cash while I was there. So at Heathrow, I saw currency exchange, right? And I was like, oh, cool. And I go over there and I give them, it's like $500 or whatever I had. And she was like, so we're going to have to go, I forget. She was like, you'll get 320 euros or whatever. And I was like, that's not accurate at all. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I Googled it. That's a thing. You can't fuck me over. Like what's the current for 500 American dollars in euros is like 460 or whatever it is, right? Not 340. And she was like, well, we have to go to pounds and then from pounds to euros. So it's actually a bing boom situation and you're losing more money doing it that way. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I was like, oh, is there a fee that I'm then paying twice? She's like, no fee. I still to this day don't understand why it's like that. Because to me, it's like this amount is worth this many pounds, which is worth this many euros. It should just be, you know what I mean? Why am I losing money as we go?
That's Brexit, baby.
And she's like, you'll have more euros if you just do this in France. Right? Like it's only fucking you over because you're doing it from pounds to euros first. And I'm like, but my anxiety wouldn't let me. I was like, I don't know if I have time at the Nice airport, right? Like, and I need these fucking euros, which I didn't. I never once needed them. So I was like, just fuck me over then. You guys are still mad about 1776. I get it.
Oh, we still paying that tea back? We still paying for that tea we threw in the bay? Huh?
So when I got back to Heathrow, the dude that I saw that time at currency exchange was much more like trying to help me than she was like, whatever, idiot, But when I gave it to him, he was like, look, man, you're really wasting money here. You should just do this when you get back to America. You'll get a lot more dollars back than you, because we'll have to go to pounds. And he explained the whole thing to me again. I'm like, what is it? I don't understand. And I thought you all did euros.
I've seen Hamilton.
I've seen Hamilton.
Yeah.
Ever heard of that?
Traveling the world's weird, man.
It is.
It's weird. It's different customs.
I want to do it more.
Speaking of customs, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, the act of customs.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you were going to talk about like a custom thing you had made.
No, because like
custom. Look at this chopper I had custom made.
Because Europe's so small, you're going through, when you have a layover, you're going through 2 countries. So like you just quick hop on a scoot on another plane is like a whole situation, because I'm like technically entering England, and then I have to leave England to go to France. But I'm like, dude, I'm just stopping by. I just want to get on another plane. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I had to go through like customs like 47 times because all those countries are so small. Yeah. I like walk. Oh, what's that? I walk over. Oh, I'm in a different country. Fuck. Damn it.
Shit.
Julia Garner was on my plane on the way home. That was neat. And Graham McTavish.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah. I was checking my bags, and because TikTok gave me like business class seats, I was with the actors leaving and stuff. So I'm standing there waiting to check my bags, and I'm like, it looks like Ruth from Ozark. Oh, it is. It definitely is. Somebody just got a selfie. That's neat. And then I turn around like, I don't want to stare. I'm like looking in Graham McTavish's eyes.
I don't want to stare.
And I'm like, oh my God, he's really tall.
What are you doing?
He's so regal looking.
He is.
Nobody got a selfie with him, but I knew who he was, because I'm a gentleman.
Did he have that look like, I will not be doing selfies?
No, he was just like zoned out, like I'm at the airport. This kind of sucks kind of thing, which is fair.
They're just like us.
And then Julia Garner sat in front of me the entire flight.
Did you kick her seat?
No.
Just annoy her for 15 hours?
I just listened to her gossip with her friend because I thought that was fascinating. All the little things that annoy her about what she's doing that day. And
you won't believe what Jessica's doing.
Like, oh, this is neat. This is neat.
That's fun.
But I didn't acknowledge. She had like her sunglasses and baseball cap on. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to like acknowledge that it didn't work.
You didn't want to. You didn't want a Datsun tear.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so other people recognized her too. She's a very distinct, beautiful person. So like when, you know how there's that awkward thing on the airplanes where you're sitting down and then there's like 47,000 people still entering and they're trying to find room for their luggage and stuff. So the line freezes and you're just standing there. Well, a bunch of people were like pointing and like mouthing to their people. Like, it's not, she's wearing a hat.
What do you
It's very
say?
Clearly her. Yeah. Fun
Who
times,
is she?
man. I missed you guys though. I missed the pod. You did so good without me. It's almost like there's no reason for me to even be here. I didn't get to peek in
That's
the
not true.
I didn't get to peek in the Discord much, but I did some, and it's good to be back. I can't wait to record these actual episodes.
Let's do it.
I'm so glad you're back.
Sorry,
Because I missed you.
I missed you so much. I did,
Yeah.
and I wish I would have told better stories and like organized my can thoughts a little bit more. But it was just I
thought
didn't
it was
sleep
great.
while I was there, dude. It's crazy.
Did you get your sleep when you came back?
That's the thing about traveling so far. You know, I was there for eight nights or something, but I didn't feel good until like 2 days before I left. You know what I mean? Because like it takes that long to adjust and then it's time to leave. And it's like, and then I got home and my body thinks it's 4 a.m. at 8 p.m. and shit. And I'm like, God damn it. And it was, now I'm just now readjusting back to American time, AKA real time.
Real time. American Eastern Standard Time.
But I thought the French were super nice for the most part. And, you know, just not into the food thing, like a little butter with my bread. And I love your love of cigarettes. Big fan of that. I love how much you love cinema, Miss French. Oh, Enza, check this out. When I was talking to those French people, they took the opportunity. I talked to them for like half an hour at brunch. And within that half an hour, we talked about the butter and about how they like being rude. And somehow it ended up, they took a shot at Belgium. It wasn't
Holy shit.
It wasn't even relevant. I'm American. And they were like, oh, by the way, fuck Belgians and their stupid fucking faces. And I was like, yeah, what's with that? And they were like, their Belgians are just upset because we beat them.
We stole their land.
Some football game a couple years. Like they just made up a really trivial reason, which is not at all why Belgium's mad, I don't think. Yeah.
They're just sore losers with their dumb little waffles.
My wife allowed me to get a dad joke off, though. When I first got there, I called and I was like, babe, do you know what they call French fries here? And she was like, what? And I was like, fries. Which is interesting because I think the Belgians invented French fries.
Frites?
Pretty sure frites are Belgian, yeah.
They're known for their frites.
The French would steal it from Belgians
Yeah.
and name it after themselves.
They are ours.
They cut the potato.
Listen, the Belgians, they are just mad because we co-opted the fries and we got the name French fries because France is so much better and definitely doesn't have the alliteration to it. That's not the real reason.
We should dip them in tomato.
Tomat.
Maybe serve them with cornichon.
According to Google, it was likely developed in Belgium.
Yeah.
While others credit French street vendors with the invention in the late 1700s.
I don't think so.
I bet it's the French that credit the French.
According to some experts, I don't know who this is coming from, but they say it was us.
I almost had ratatouille, but I didn't. It was on my room service menu. I was like, ooh, I could order some fucking straight up ratatouille right now.
If you eat ratatouille, you know it was a chef being controlled by a rat who made it.
I had some ratatouille in Curacao. It was fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Dutch ratatouille, though,
Yeah.
you know? I could have had that real shit.
Yeah, that was created by a chef being controlled by a woodchuck. So it's not as good.
And I don't know when to end or sign off on this weird can episode, but yeah, I was
We're proud of you, buddy.
as close as I was to Kristen Stewart. I missed you guys. I'm glad to be back. So the future of this show is temporarily a little murky right now because there's no big TV shows coming. I'm sure we'll talk about this on the Last of Us episode, or we already have discussed this on the Last of Us episode, but probably doing a lot of big blockbuster movies and stuff for a couple of months.
Yeah.
You guys are going to enjoy that. I think you've been asking for more movies for a long time. So it's good to be back. We're back now, baby. We love you all so much. But that's all the time we've got for right now. I've got to go return some French videotapes. My name is Kit.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Steve.
And this was Streaming Things. Streaming can.
It feels so good to have the regular lineup.